just have your attention, everybody. Welcome on board. Welcome to Floating Amsterdam. My name is Jason. I'm going to be your host, barman. This is Nolan. He's our skipper. He's in charge of our safety. I'm in charge of the drinks. So you decide who's more important. But together we're going to show you the city, tell you some stories, play some light music in the background. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Just 1 or 2 rules on the boat. Please try keep your hands a little bit inside of the boat. On the blue, no standing. Very low bridges, very narrow bridges, not good for your head standing up. On the brown you can move around, you can change your seat if you like. But otherwise, let's have a good tour. No worries. That's right there where the drain is, so not a problem. So, is there anybody that would like a drink? I did give some menus out, so maybe for you guys just
Thank you.
have a look. We only do payment at the end of the trip, so don't worry. But if you guys want a drink, just let me know. So you guys come back so you get the drink. Beer, 3 times. On our left here, we have the oldest church in the city. We created the name for the old church. Right? And then right next to the church we have our first windows for the ladies of pleasure, since we are in the red light district. Next to the windows you have a nice bar. Next to the bar you have a children's daycare. So what people might have done back in the day, come to this place, drop your kids off at the daycare, go have a drink at the bar, visit the ladies, and then when you're done with everything, the church is right behind you, get all your sins forgiven, go back to your wife.
Red light district next to each other. Here are the big stick. Inside. Nah. Belakang. Itu juga ada kali ya, gue nggak tahu. Gue. French top.
Yeah, all French wines.
Best one in Holland.
Dutch are not very good. Towards the right hand side, you go towards Chinatown, and there's got some nice Asian cuisine for good prices. Also a lot of bars, cafes. It's a very popular street. And if you look up, you see all these houses have these nice hooks right at the top. So Amsterdam being a city that was born of trade, these used to all be storage houses, storage units. A lot of things were coming into the city from the sea, spices, furs, whatever it was. And instead of using the stairs inside, they would use these hooks on top to hoist things up with rope and pulley. So all the houses were built as storage houses to get in the goods straight from the canal. So you see that sometimes, most of the time, they're built leaning forward. So if you look at this one in front of us on our right, they actually build them leaning forward so that it's easier to use rope and pulley and hoist things up. to our left over here, that is Amsterdam North. Right? Amsterdam North didn't exist. It used to be the open ocean, North Sea. So it's all artificial islands, man-made. So Amsterdam is actually 1.5 meters below sea level. Right? So this 1.5 meters, 1.5 meters. So this canal that we're on right now, we call it Open Harbour Canal. This is where ships used to come into Amsterdam and they used to dock right over here. So it was an open harbour and they used to drop their goods off. But as the city was expanding, created these canals so that the water had somewhere to go. We had 165 canals in the city, all done by hand. We didn't have the machinery back then, so a lot of work went into the city. Only one natural flowing river going through the city, the Amsterdam River. This building over here used to be the headquarters of the East India Trading Company. So when ships would come in, there was all the paperwork over there. And if we look behind us, you see a tower with 3 X's on the top. And that is the Adam Tower. Amsterdam Dance and Music Tower. But it also has the highest swing of Europe. You can swing over the edge of the building. And inside we also have a rotating restaurant called Food. And right on top you have a nightclub called Madam. Yeah, Madam nightclub. Where behind the DJ you can have a view of the city life. Not the whole thing, but just a restaurant. But the square part, that's the club. But the round part, you know that, that's the restaurant.
I drank a Heineken there.
You drank the Heineken there?
Last night, yeah.
At Madam?
Yeah, Madam.
How was it?
Good. It was a draft beer.
Draft beer?
Draft beer.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Quite
like
fresh.
Beers in try the Brouwerij Even.
Yeah, that was nice.
Try some of the craft beers.
Yeah, right. Craft beer.
On our left over here, we have a Michelin star Chinese restaurant called Sea Palace. Based on the one in Bangkok.
Yeah.
So get some nice, very nice classic Chinese food over there. And also inside a little robot does your orders, brings your food to the table. There in front of us, big building. We have the green building, the museums of Amsterdam. A green building, it's the Nemo Science Museum. So nice for the kids, a lot of good water electricity experiments going on over there. And it's like 15 euros or something for tickets, very nice. In the distance, the big white building, that is the Maritime Museum. So everything to do with Dutch shipping and trade is going on over there. And you also have a mimic of an old Dutch ship that you can go inside as part of the museum too.
Yeah, that's that.
These are houseboats indeed. So right next to the ship and the Maritime Museum we have our public swimming areas. And we swim in the same water as the canal. So water might look a little bit dirty, but it's actually very clean. It's just a reflection of the mud. I'll show you what the water looks like. So you can see. So that's actually what the water looks like. Looks like a cheap wine, but we don't drink it, but we do swim in it. You know, the Dutch government's very proud about how clean they keep the water. Water gets tested on a regular basis, especially in the swimming areas. So not safe to drink, but safe to swim in. If you compare it to Paris, for example, the Olympics that was, they had to cancel their swimming event because the water wasn't clean enough in their canals. But they started maybe 35 years too late cleaning their canals. So we keep the river flowing, the river water flowing through the canals, keeping it fresh, pump all the salt out. So we actually have over 200 species of freshwater fish coming through these canals throughout the year. So the water is very clean, high quality. fans on the boat. The red lady, the red bitch, that's family owned.
Oh yeah?
That's
Come on.
actually
Oh yeah?
Carice van Houten. She grew up in that house. She obviously stays in Los Angeles now.
Oh yeah.
Family's still over.
Game of Thrones.
Over there we see a beautiful tower.
Yeah.
That tower has the nickname the Crazy Jack Tower, or the Malayapu in Dutch. And it used to be a watchtower. So you had this defensive wall around the city with different watchtowers on it. So as the city was expanding, we didn't need the watchtowers anymore. So they became clock towers. So we have multiple clock towers around the city. This one got the nickname the Crazy Jack Tower because this guy Jack, when the clock was built, he was assigned to ring the bell once at 1 o'clock, twice at 2 o'clock, etc. etc. But at midnight he was drinking absinthe with his friends upstairs and he kept ringing the bell at midnight. So all the neighbors were like, it's Crazy Jack ringing the bell again. So he got the nickname the Crazy Jack Tower. It's a marker of the city, so if someone says I'm at the Crazy Jack Tower, then we know where they are.
Crazy Jack Tower. Crazy Jack Tower.
And we see a lot of houseboats in Amsterdam. So it's very valuable to own a houseboat, just like it is to own any property in the city. Reason why? The same way you buy a piece of land, you buy a piece of water, and it's in your family for eternity. But in Amsterdam city centre, there are only 2,500 licenses to have a boathouse in the city. So the actual spot with the license becomes very valuable, and most of the time more valuable than the actual boat. So for example, the one coming up in front of us was sold about 5-6 years ago for 1.5 million euros. That one over there, 1.5 million euros. So it's a double spot. So the spot with the license was valued at around about 800,000, and the actual boat was 700,000. I think the outside is. I think they just reinforced it. And then the one right after, we call that the shoebox. So value 550 to 600,000, 500,000 for the actual boat, and then 50 to 100,000, 500,000 for the spot with the license, and then around about 50 to 100,000 for the actual boat. So very valuable because on the water you can do Airbnb with a boat for 365 days of the year, and they're 95% fully booked. We're on land only 60 days, in the city centre is now 30 days. So if I have a nice boathouse with 4 rooms that I can make, I charge about 250 to 300 per room. And I'm making almost 750,000 euros every single day for the rest of the year. So if I'm paying 1.5 million for a houseboat, 4 years or so, and I'm making my money back. And these ones, a lot of the time they actually take the engines out of the boat. So where the engine room used to be, they'll make another room. So this one you can see a little window and you can see kind of inside where the engine room used to be. And then if you take your engine out of the boat, your insurance changes. Because when your boat is closer to a house than it is to a boat, so you pay different insurance. They're not moving. You do get some, and if you keep the engine in, and you want to pay lower on your insurance, you have to move your boat every 5 to 10 years or so. But these ones they stay stationary. you see a black building. Actually one of the most filtered buildings in the city. Used to be the old lockkeeper now. So the lockkeeper, he would manage these locks, and because this is where the ocean would meet the city, he would decide who was eligible to enter the city. Right? So if you were afraid or foe, either you come in or you stay out, and he would control these locks. But as the city expanded, it was no longer needed. But nobody wanted to live there, so they created a bar cafe. And we say it's the cheapest bar in the city, because as soon as you step inside, you're already feeling sideways, without even having a drink. Good condition, just like the buildings in Amsterdam. You can't do anything to the outside of the building or any alterations. You can't knock the building down and rebuild it. It's all protected by UNESCO. Only the government can do things like that. So even if your building is tilted and crooked, you just have to look at it. Roll out of it in the morning. On our left over here, we have the oldest flea market in the city, old hippie flea market. It's called Waterloo Plain in Dutch, Waterloo Square. So you can buy some nice thrift clothing, some nice gifts to take back home. And if your bicycle gets stolen in Amsterdam, you can probably buy it back over here for 15 euros, if you're lucky. A lot of bicycles in the city, more bicycles than people. So it's about 800,000 people, around about 1.2 million bicycles. Everybody has 2 or 3, you know, one for work, one for the bar, and one for when your family member comes to visit. So a lot of bicycles end up in the canals. So every year we fish out about 15 to 25,000 bicycles out of the canals. Last year was close to 30,000. So we say the canals of Amsterdam are about 3 meters deep, 1 meter mud, 1 meter bicycles, 1 meter water. So if you dive in at the wrong spot, you might just get a bicycle on your way down. So where we are right now, everyone, this is the Amsterdam River. The only natural flowing river in the city. Everything else is man-made canals. This is the only natural flowing river. So back in the day where Dam Square is, used to be open dam, and this river connected to that dam, and that's where Amsterdam started. So the original name of the city was Amstel River Dam, but maybe a bit too long to put in a t-shirt, right? So the name changed over the years to Amsterdam, and eventually Amsterdam. So it's named after this river. Also, if you guys know Amstel beer, their first factory used this river water to cool down their machinery. So Amstel beer is named after this river as well. And on the left, coming up here, one of the most valuable boathouses in the city. It was sold also 5-6 years ago for about 1.8 million euros. The black one. So the guy that was living there He was living there for about 20 years or so, and he eventually wanted to sell. And the original asking price was 1.5 million, but he got some advice from an agent saying that if you just put your boat on the online market, people start bidding for it. And within 1 month, the value went up by 300,000 euros. So he eventually sold for 1.8 million. And if anybody's been to Paris, this bridge in front of us is a mimic of the bridge in Paris. That's the name of the bridge, but we call it the Blue Bridge. It was a gift from the French government to the Dutch after peace talks. But it's a little bit inconvenient because it's only bridge on the river that doesn't open up for bigger boats. So the Dutch people don't like the French too much, so it's typical of the French to give us a bridge that isn't practical. It's not so blue anymore, more grey, but we'll see some other bridges like the one coming up in view right now, the most iconic bridge of the city. That is the Skinny Bridge, also nicknamed the Lovers Bridge. So at night when the lights are on, it looks very beautiful as well. But we'll be coming underneath the bridge a little bit later. We're going to do a round in the main canals of the city. We'll take a right into the Gentleman's Canal, being the most expensive, richest canal in the city. And we'll see some beautiful gentleman houses over there. Have you guys got a picture over here? Take a picture.
Jacob? Jacob?
Yeah. I don't know.
I begin to
So where we are right now, this is the Gentleman's Canal. In Dutch we say the Herengracht. So this is the most expensive canal in the city. Reason why is because this was the safest place to stay in times of war. So if you could live on the canal, you were probably more richer than most people, because you are more protected by the canals. That's the way Amsterdam is designed. City centre in the middle, and then in a semicircle, canals laying around, protecting the city like that. And then behind you have the ocean. So the gentlemen of Amsterdam, they were the richest people in the city. At a time when the city was the richest city in the world. Right? They saw themselves as above royalty, above kings and queens, because they were the finances of colonization. So if the king owns one country, the Dutch were owning multiple. So the gentlemen of Amsterdam were the most important people in the world. Right? They considered themselves the most important people in the world. And they bought these gentleman houses. The way you spot a gentleman house, very wide, a lot of windows, and a lot of stairs in front of the house. So this was how we got tax back in the day. So width tax, window tax, and step tax. So it was a way to show that you could live above the normal standing. And you could, to show off your money, you would build a lot of stairs in front of the house, a lot of windows. You compete with your neighbor maybe. So behind these buildings we have what we call the secret gardens of Amsterdam. Right? Because only people with money will see them. Beautiful gardens behind them, well maintained. And these were the only houses that were actually built as living homes. The rest of them, because it was a city of trade, they were all storage houses where you would live and store goods, because everybody was a trader. But these were the only ones where the houses were built straight up as official living homes. So if you want to buy property in this canal, you're thinking between 25 and 30,000 euros per square meter. The rest of Amsterdam probably between 15 and 20,000 per square meter.
depending on where you are.
So you'll see sometimes 2 sets of stairs in front of the house. There'll be one for the ladies, one for the gentlemen. And then you always have a small door underneath the stairs. That you see for the staff, the servants of the house. You automatically bow down and shows their respect to the owners of the house. They couldn't use the same door. So on our left, we have the most expensive hotel in the city. Right? We have 6 gentlemen houses, all owned by one hotel. So inside it's one big hotel, 6 different houses. They bought each house separately. And each of these gentlemen houses are valued between 25 and 30 million euros. Right? But the white one, number 554, became the most expensive house in the country. Reason why? The family that was living there didn't want to sell. So every year, the hotel offered more and more money. And after 15, 20 years, they eventually sold for 75 million euros. So they tripled the money, 75 million euros was the final price. And they created the biggest hotel. Not the biggest, but the most expensive hotel. And the most expensive room, you're thinking for the presidential suite, you're thinking of 25,000 euros per night. The cheapest room between 1.5, 2,500 euros. So when you come back to Amsterdam, you know what to say. Very nice hotel, huh?
So Waldorf Astoria.
Waldorf Astoria.
Waldorf.
And coming up on our left, when you take a left over here, you have another iconic view of the city. It's going to be the 7 bridges. So we're going to see the Oudezijds Canal. That has 7 bridges perfectly lined up, and you can see underneath all of them. It's also the only canal connecting the 3 main canals of the city. So a nice place to take a picture as well.
Ja, wat
At night, when all the lights come on the bridges, also looks very beautiful. Yeah, it's a mirror image with water.
Chileno.
in Amsterdam that all of the buildings are made of brick and stone. But in the past, everything was actually made out of wood. But one of the great tragedies they did in Amsterdam, there was a big fire, burnt everything down. So you don't see any wooden buildings anymore. But we do still have one more left on our left. It used to be a church. They kind of survived, but it was in good enough condition to refurbish. But yeah, it was an old church. My favorite church because it's not a church anymore, it's a bar. So you can tell your wife, honey, I'm going to church tonight, but you're actually drinking the holy water. Go back over and listen, man. But you can actually rent out the whole building. It's for an event. It's an events venue and a restaurant bar. On our left over here we have a very popular houseboat. We call it Lady on the Beach or Sleeping Lady. It looks like a lady tanning. Yeah. Some of the young people call it the Kim Kardashian boat. Kim Kardashian. But it used to be an older art gallery. So you come inside, look at different artworks, now it's just a rich club office space. Underneath, on top of the bridge, and your love will last for eternity. So you guys have a unique opportunity under the bridge to give each other kisses to make your love last forever. But be careful, forever is a very long time. If you're unsure, just kiss your credit card also works the same.
mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above me. Night breezes seem to whisper sycamore tree. Dream a little dreamer. Night breezes seem to whisper that you. Dream a little dream of me. Now, darling, but I love you. Still craving your kiss. Dream a little dreamer. Night breezes seem to whisper that you.
To the right of the bridge is a little blue sign with the number on it. So you find a bigger boat. You just stop before the number and they come open the bridge for you. That's why this blue bridge in front of us is really inconvenient because if you're on the Amsterdam River, you now have to go all the way around to get back to the river, go around the bridge. On our left over here, we have the ice bar. That's the one in Sweden. Everything inside made out of ice. Except for the toilet. Made out of ice. They're very popular. And the front house, that's a little bit to the other side. But, yeah, so you've been before? No. So that's okay. But, nothing too good. So they sound much better museums.
So many boats.
Up on our left, we have another iconic view of the city. We call it the dancing houses of Amsterdam. So you have 7 houses next to each other, all crooked. So we say that they're dancing to the house music coming from Rembrandt's Spear right behind. No, we came here together. And then he went back home and haven't been back home since.